So one of the things, shall we say, or at least my New Year's resolutions for this channel was I want to start looking a bit more closer at the House of Lords, because when you look at just generally how bad the House of Lords is, put it this way: for the past couple of years, we have seen absolute chaos and all kinds of, you know, really bad stuff happen in the House of Commons. However, as I like to tell people, do you think that was bad? The House of Lords was just as bad, and in some cases even worse for for us to to have a look at and what was going on here. So this is one of those things that I think more attention and more eyes need to be on the House of Lords and what is going on there. And I think, and we'll hope, this will eventually start to sort of fuel conversations to say, well, actually, we should now have a serious look at the House of Lords. We should actually start to think how we can change it, to something more democratic. Put in a PR system. I've talked before about changing it into a House of Regional Representatives. I think that would be the ideal thing. Of you split all the UK up into all its sort of different regions. You could maybe do it into counties and say, each county gets, to be fair, a number of seats, and that those seats are determined by PR and the proportion of the vote, etc. There's various different ways you can do it. Like I say, I've never really thought that too hard, but something like that I would like to see. I think it would be a lot better than the system we've got now, where someone like Liz Truss can just come along and just go, "You're a lord now. Congratulations, job for life." So we're going to have a look today at the House of Lords and its £90,000 champagne bill. Yes, we bought the House of Lords £90,000 worth of champagne last year. Could have gone to a lot better. We could have spent that money in a lot more better areas. That is for absolutely 100% for sure in that regard. But before we go on to have a look at this £90,000 champagne bill, let's please remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, if you would like to support the channel, there are links down below to the Patreon page. There's the one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. I won't buy it to buy champagne, or at least not that much champagne. Then, of course, there's the YouTube thank you button, and of course, the Pony Club as well down below. And of course, remember, the Patreon members and of course the Pony Club members will get access to our weekly video that we make for you on every Wednesday as well. So let's go on over to have a look at what's going on here. This one comes to The Guardian with the title of "The Champagne Worth Over £90,000 Bought in the House of Lords Last Year, Freedom of Information Data Shows." Almost £90,000 worth of champagne was bought for events with the House of Lords last year and from its gift shop, according to new figures with the highest level for over 5 years. Just who knew the House of Lords had a gift shop where you could buy champagne from? Anyway, details of these sales equate to over 1,598 bottles. They were obtained by the Scottish National Party, which claimed this proved the Lords was archaic and out of touch at a time of raging cost of living crises, saying a parliament where unelected lords just guzzle, fizz, and collect over £342 a day just for showing up is not a parliament fit for properly represented the people, said Tommy Shepherd of the SNP for East Edinburgh. The figures released after this freedom of information request show that over the course of the year, over 1,589 bottles of champagne were bought at a total cost of over £88,000 at about 56 £56 each. This cost is up slightly from the 22 total when over 1,580 bottles are sold at 85,000 pounds. The SNP has no representatives in the House of Lords because of its opposition to the unelected second chamber, saying that voters will be fizzing to hear that, while they are struggling to balance the household and finances to pay for basics like groceries and energies, and unelected lords are guzzling back champagne, said Shepherd. The past year has been defined by the Westminster and cost of living crisis that has seen living standards plummet and countless more households pushed into poverty and deprivation. It is really alien to the Lords and their lavish lifestyles. The spokesperson of the House of Lords said that all alcohol, including champagne, sold in the House of Lords was sold at a profit. Most of the champagne sold by the House of Lords is bought by visitors in the gift shop and then consumed away from Parliament by members of the public, or sold at banqueting events to organisations or individuals hosting an event in the House of Lords, the spokesperson said. It is not paid for by the taxpayer. So there is disputes over this. Is it bought and paid for by the taxpayer? There is a big dispute about that. Because obviously we know in the House of Commons we subsidise the bars. So there is a big dispute over to whether or not that is, shall we say, 100% true. Might not be actually say necessarily accurate. But maybe, as we said, this is true. Maybe look, all this champagne just happens to be bought from the gift shop and then is consumed away from premises. And the House of Lords do host sort of receptions. So hey, I'll say, maybe they want, a little bit of, a bit of fizz if they are entertaining. But yeah, and close to £90,000 champagne bill. It's really, really gone past its sell by date at the House of Lords. It's not as good as people think. And what always infuriates me, especially whenever we have this conversation, someone always comes up and says, "Oh, but what about so and so? They're in the House of Lords, or what about so and so? They're really good. They're in the House of Lords." No, because for every good person you can come up with, there is a Michelle Mone, there is a Lord Lebedev, there is a David, a David Cameron, or even, of course, the recently is it Thomas Elliott, the guy who ran the Leave campaign and part of the Taxpayers Alliance. There are people like those. So it's just continuous, not fit for purpose anymore. Should be something that should be more than done away with through this archaic time. But anyway, as always, thank you very much, of course, for watching. And of course, we'll see you all next time.